Hi, boys and girls. I just wanted to let you know that this week we are celebrating Earth Day. Earth Day is happening on Wednesday, April 22nd, and it's the 50th year that Earth Day has been around. So, what does that mean? Well, Earth Day means that we celebrate our planet, that we are excited about our planet, Earth, but that we also want to make it a better place. And so, what does that mean? How can we make it a better place? Well, there's some things that we can certainly do that are super easy to make it a better place. We can reduce. Reduce means that we don't need all this stuff all the time. We just have smaller amounts of the things that we truly need. That means that we're reducing what we need. We're not being wasteful. We reduce the amount of things that we are using. The other way that we can do is to reuse it. We do that all the time in the science room. We take those toilet paper tubes and we turn them into something else. We take that Amazon cardboard and we make a fort, or we make a castle, or we do something with it. That is reusing. We're reusing those materials. You look at that and you're like, wait, don't throw that away. I love that. I'm going to do something really cool with it. That's reusing. Now, the other one is recycling, and we're good at recycling. Recycling means that we take our cardboards and our plastics and our glass, our aluminum foil, and we recycle it. We put it out in a separate garbage can out at the curb. And when we do that, we're recycling. It can be used again. It can be melted down. It can be mushed together, and cardboard can be used to make new cardboard. So we want to make sure that we're doing those three things, 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. That, first of all, is going to help our planet out a lot, right? Because there's a lot of things that maybe don't fall into those categories and aren't so good for our planet. I'm a scientist and I love balloons, and there's a couple experiments where we might be using balloons. But a balloon that goes out into the landfill, it will be there when you're a grandma or a grandpa. It will be there for a long time because right now we are not using ways that could break that down. And then if a bird comes and eats part of that balloon, it can make them sick. And sometimes animals get trapped in our garbage. So we want to be really selective about what we're doing. When we think about straws, straws, they're the same thing as a balloon or as a plastic bag. When you're a grandma and a grandpa, they will still be here. So we have to be sort of careful about that, because if somebody gives me a straw at a restaurant or at Starbucks, I just have a cup of straws right by my sink and I'm not throwing them out. I have a metal straw that I could use. So there's all kinds of alternatives that we can have. We use recyclable or cloth bags when we go grocery shopping so that we're not using plastic bags. Those are all different ways that we can help the earth. So in celebration of Earth Day, I thought that maybe you'd like to get outside for a little bit. I made my own scavenger hunt. You can make your scavenger hunt, or you can look one up online. Mom and Dad can help you look for a scavenger hunt for Earth Day. But I looked up stuff that I might see in my backyard. So that would help me out if I was doing a scavenger hunt. I'm like, oh, I know that's going to be in my backyard. But I also found some things that maybe I'll be lucky if I get to see them. So let's take a look at my scavenger hunt. Right here in my backyard, this is funny because I wrote it with green so you can see my background right there. So this right here is a pine tree. And I have a pine tree in my backyard, so I would be able to check that box off. I also have a maple tree in my backyard, so I could check that box off. I have daffodils at my house. I could check that off. This is a robin. It is Michigan's state bird. And I have to tell you that Ozzy, he is a big dog. His head can fit up on my table. He hates robins. He barks and barks and barks and barks. I think he thinks he's protecting us from robins. And then when we let him out, he doesn't know what to do. So if I saw a robin, I would check that off. A stick. There's lots of sticks in my backyard right now. Stones. I'd have to look around to find some stones. I have some big rocks. Could check that off. And water. Now, I don't have water by my house. I might have to have a puddle or something like that, or I'd have to walk in my neighborhood to find water because there's a stream that goes through my neighborhood, but it's not by my house. Squirrels. We have little red squirrels that are ferocious and awful. We have brown squirrels and we have black squirrels. So I would be able to check off a squirrel. A rabbit. A rabbit. They're coming out right now. I see a lot of rabbits and they're starting to make their little burrows so that they could have their babies. I could check off a rabbit. Over here, I have a red tulip. My tulips haven't opened up yet, so I'd really have to look for these. Some of you might have these little blue flowers that are coming out that are so pretty. You could check that off. Maybe you see a butterfly or a different kind of a bug. That could be on your scavenger hunt. This is a picture of birds in the sky. So if I see birds flying, check that off. Oh, maybe I would be lucky enough to see a rainbow. That would be pretty awesome. The next one is, what if I just see rain? I could check that off on a cloudy day. If I peeked out my window at night or I went on my front porch, maybe I could check off the moon this week. I don't have any acorns by me, but maybe you have acorns by you and you could check that off. A deer, sometimes we're lucky enough to see a deer outside. Sometimes Ozzy barks at them, so they really don't come around that often. But as you can see, this is my scavenger hunt, and it is all different. Some of the things I would be able to go find, and some of the things I'd really have to go look for to see if I could find them. You can make your own scavenger hunt, or you can go and look for one online. I hope you get outside and that you really enjoy Earth Day this week. It'll be the 22nd.